today we're doing woodcutting, grinding to 75. I got Sapporo. Let's go. And then I got this Runescape historical timeline documentary on the right. I want to watch it and see what's up with it. Let's go. Oh yeah, and I got chips and salsa. Let's go.
Devious Multi-User Dungeon, aka Devious Mud, began development solely by Andrew Gower in his home.
This game's been out since '98. I was on the internet in like the year 2000, 2001. I was on the internet. I did not hear about this game. They weren't advertising at all.
In Cambridge, the game utilized oblique graphics.
No one talked about it. None of my friends played it. No one I ever knew mentioned it until high school. And that was like after high school. 2009 maybe. That's when I really found out about RuneScape.
And was originally going to be text-based. Only 2 shops and only about 10 objects existed within the game itself at this time, and the very first quest ever...
I want to see that. That's the original world.
Andrew Gower in his home in Cambridge. The game utilized oblique graphics and was originally going to be text-based. Only
Right there. Dungeon. Falador. Politically correct. Varrock. Varrock is here now. Here. Okay. I think Falador is the only thing. Port Sarim is like here. They changed the hell out of it. Snowy Mountain. I don't even know which one that is. Something else.
2 shops and only about 10 objects existed within the game itself at this time. And the very first quest ever released, but wasn't even completely done itself, was...
You're kidding me. That's not the game. Bullshit my ass.
The quest called Sheep Shearer.
Oh my fucking god.
That we all know today.
Examine, take, drop, use, talk to, trade, attack. That's totally the game.
Devious Mud also had a resizable game screen, which would later be an aspect that RuneScape players would have to wait for.
Let's turn on alerts, and then we'll minimize. Idle. There it is. Now it'll work.
For years and years to come.
I just got an idea. I just got an idea. Alright. 99 Devious Mud release.
A new version of Devious Mud was released in 1999. Although it was completely rewritten, it kept the same...
Sorry guys, I can't fucking read. Oh, the chat never opened. I'm sorry, my chat was broken. Just a second. Okay. Here it comes. There it is. Chat is up. 3 out of 3.
Name and remained rather similar to the original version in appearance. It was released to the public as a beta for 1 week during this year, but because of the limited release time, there are 900 different items of scenery with
Alright.
over 100 different designs for each of them, and over 250 characters, all walking around the map with over 75
250 characters.
different objects and items to find and trade, 2,900 different items of scenery with over 100 different designs for each of them, and over 250 characters, all walking around the map with over 75 different designs for each as well. Devious Mud was left behind, and what is known today to be RuneScape Classic was born and began development unreleased to the public.
I wonder where that release was originally.
Just 4 days after the new year, on January 4th, 2001, RuneScape Classic was released to the public finally.
I wish I knew this game was alive in 01.
And though many had negative predictions about how the game would turn out, it became successful very quickly. On August 13th of this same year, The Wilderness was released, and even though they had been using their name for trade for 3 years prior to this, Jagex Ltd or Jagex
I was so far into Pokemon that I never noticed this trend.
Limited was officially formed, and RuneScape brought them much publicity alongside with the other games that they had already developed previously to this time. Although RuneScape had only 4 worlds to play on at this time, they were almost always filled with 1,000 plus players. It's debatable that this is the most crucial year of RuneScape's entire existence. Much of what took place within this year shaped the game for what it was going to become many years into the future. On February 27, 2002, Jagex
Member service not available. So no need to email asking how you can get it. That's so funny, dude.
released RuneScape membership, alongside with it the new Herb Law skill known today as Herb Lore. And on March 25th of this year, just 1 month after Herb Law, came the skill
Zezima. You're fucking kidding me. What a legend. Holy shit. That kid has been playing forever.
Fletching, and after Fletching on April 30th, another month later, the skill Thieving was finally released. Another month after that, the game was becoming more and more popular. Cheating began to happen within the game, and on May 29th, over 2,000 RuneScape Classic accounts were stat wiped for macroing, and as more players came to the game this year, it was clear that the game was headed for great things, and so on September 24th, the famous Tutorial Island was released. And the last update of this year, on December 12th,
I'm nodding my head, but I hate Tutorial Island.
was the release of the Agility skill. In December of this year, RuneScape was becoming more and more of an unsurprising success. Everybody was loving the game, but just as the virtual world of RuneScape was developing, so was real-life's technologies and computers. RuneScape's game engine is known as RuneTech, and from 1998 to 2000, the game version of Devious Mud was only being ran on RuneTech 1, and from the year 2000 to 2003, RuneScape Classic was being ran on the revised version called RuneTech 2. But it was clear that RuneScape Classic was coming to an end, and with the new developments in Java technology, and after many months of development not released to the public yet, RuneScape 2 was finally released as an open beta on December 1st of this year, and the results could not have been more successful.
I had my head buried in Pokemon.
All members had access to the first phase of the RS2 beta. Their characters and stats were copied over from the live game, being RuneScape Classic at the time, but their items and quest history were not copied over. This was deliberate, as Jagex wanted players to test out all of RS2 beta's content. Initially, only the free-to-play area was available during the first phase of the beta, and the new areas and quests that already existed in RuneScape Classic were being gradually released over the period of the beta itself.
This guy's talking too fucking quickly, right?
So that they could be released in RS2 also. The Lumbrid's teleporting spell was also deliberately broken, so it could be cast without runes even at level 1 magic, and this allowed players to escape to a safe area in the event that they found themselves trapped in a glitch during these times in the newer version of the game. The second phase of the beta began on March 3rd, 2004, and players had again their characters copied over from the live game, including items and quests this time. And the Lombard's teleporting spell had its level requirement and rune cost reinstated.
There we go.
And on March 17, 2004, the final phase of the beta began. Characters were once again copied over
I know
from
what he's
the
saying
live
now.
game being RuneScape Classic. And as for this stage of testing, free players were given access to the beta alongside all members who previously already had access for the past few months. Not long after the free players were given access, I created my account Moplox, and mine and so many others like me began to arrive to the game because of this, starting a journey that had no ending. On March 29th of this year, RuneScape 2 officially was released to the entire public for good, and during this time, most of RuneScape 1 servers, being RuneScape Classic, were left online, so players would have the ability to choose which style they wanted to play, and the previous version to RS2 officially became known as RuneScape Classic. When the beta ended this year, the Duel Arena was officially added alongside the rune crafting skill, player moderators, the Castle Wars minigame, and the very final piece of content for RuneScape 2 was the Underground Pass quest that was added on April 15th of this year. The game was becoming more and more popular, reaching almost 50,000 people playing every single day.
50K players is why I didn't hear about it. And that was in 2000 and what?
Becoming more and more popular, reaching almost 50,000 people playing every single day.
In 05. That's a small game, right? 50,000 in the whole world?
On January 26th, the Slayer skill was added, and 3 months later, on April 22nd, the popular fan sites associated
Those guys weren't advertising, I think.
with RuneScape at this time hijacked thousands of players' accounts because many people trusted the fan sites that seemed official enough to use their real RuneScape username and passwords on. And because of this, further precautions around the site navigation links were always posted, encouraging players to never again use their passwords or username on any other website but RuneScape. A couple weeks after this incident, on May 9th, the famous Barrows minigame along with the Barrows armor was released into the game.
This guy talks so fucking fast he can't even breathe.
And on July 9th, 2005, the very first player to ever achieve a maximum skill total of 1,881 was the legend himself, Zezima.
That's why I keep hearing about this kid. First person to 99.
Days later, on July 11th, the farming skill was released. It was becoming more and more apparent that RuneScape 2 was going to be the primary game for Jagex Limited, and on August 3rd, 2005, RuneScape Classic had officially closed. On October 4th, 2005, RuneScape's most toughest monster at the time, Jad, at a combat level of 702, was released, and also in October of this year, Jagex Limited, who is becoming more popular than ever, received an investment from Insight Venture Partners, a firm in New York, that focuses exclusively on investing technology, software, and internet-enabled businesses, and currently has a capital base of approximately 0.6 billion enabled businesses, and currently has a capital base of approximately $7.6 billion.
Okay. Ain't that
8 years after the game had been out thus far, RuneScape was now more than ever in its prime, and the Gower brothers in this year were roughly worth about £32 million. This was the year that many people began showing up, and the RuneScape website itself was actually changed a bit, and this was RuneScape's website appearance everyone would come to know and remember long after it was gone years later. Nearly 5,000 RuneScape Classic accounts were banned for macroing on January 12th of this year, and on the 19th, just 1 week later, over 15,000 RuneScape 2 accounts were also banned for macroing as well. The game was becoming very successful, but macroing continued to be a problem that just wouldn't stop growing. On April 18th, Pest Control was released, and on May 31st, 2006, the Construction skill was released, and it brought loads of issues. 6 days later, ominously enough taking place on the date of 666, the Falador Massacre was born, and the player Duriel321 became a legend for attacking others outside of the wilderness.
On 060606, there was a massacre. That's some shit, man.
Became a legend for attacking others outside of the wilderness, even though many others discovered the bug too. Grave times were upon the community of RuneScape, and in July of this month, the old knight, famous for being ranked 2 underneath Zezma for a long time, died of colon cancer. On November 21st,
Bro, the number 2 person on the RuneScape died from cancer.
Died of colon cancer. On November 21st, my personal favorite skill, Hunter, was released. It was at the end of this year that RuneScape was at a peak of over 200,000 people online, perhaps the game's highest point of popularity.
There you go. That was then.
The year that everything changed. As Jagex gained users, they also grew their employee base. On the 4th of May in 2007, RuneScape had over 6 million active free accounts and over 1 million active pay-to-play subscribers. On the 23rd of October, the current CEO of RuneScape during this time, Constant Tedder, was replaced by former European CEO of PayPal named Jeff Edison. He replaced Constant in order to accelerate international growth for Jagex. Jagex began receiving all types of publicity, and for this year, they were ranked 59th in the Sunday Times article 100 Best Companies to Work For.
Wow.
On January 4th of this year, Barbarian Assault was released, and a month later, a 14-hour-long riot occurred in World 28 at Falador due to a famous PKer and YouTuber named Elvmage being muted for luring other players.
Oh.
And on June 2nd, more riots occurred in World 64, 65, and 66 that caused an entire server blackout. On August 28th, the God Wars Dungeons was released, and following it on November 26th of 2007, so was the Grand Exchange.
Did you see that there was no one online?
And following it on November 26th of 2007, so was the Grand Exchange, and
Wow.
quite possibly the worst update in RuneScape's history. On the 10th of December, 1 week later, the wilderness as everybody knew it was gone, replaced by Bounty Hunter and Clan Wars, and the Duel Arena was updated to allow free players access, starting even more riots.
See, he said the wilderness as we know it, but he didn't explain anything.
December, 1 week later, the wilderness as everybody knew it was gone, replaced by Bounty Hunter and Clan Wars, and the Duel Arena was updated to allow free players access, starting even more riots. It's debatable by many that 2007 was in fact the year that RuneScape officially died and many players left the game completely.
Oh.
Almost as if everyone was completely ignored, this year started out horribly. On January 2nd of this year, the free trade abilities of players was removed, and in its place was a limit that was added depending on your progress of your account. Merchanting was no longer possible, and gift giving became a thing of the past. On January 15th, shortly after this, the summoning skill was released, and on April 9th, the Fist of Gothix minigame was added. Further adding to the sad times of 2008, Ashley Miller, aka Fat Wrecked, a popular YouTuber, died of heart failure, and on the 1st of July, the RuneScape HD beta was officially released, and RuneScape's game engine...
Bro, these people that are in front of their computers are fucking dropping. Heart failure? That's so savage.
The RuneScape HD beta was officially released, and RuneScape's game engine was moved on up into a newer version of RuneTech, and from September to December of this year, the official era of Zezima had officially come to an end. He says that the game, in his opinion at this time, was becoming too progressively easier over time, and Gurjars took his place. In October, PvP Worlds were released alongside it with Stealing Creations minigame, the long-awaited Dragon Plate body, and the first official Grandmaster quest, which was While Gothic Sleeps. Jagex released their first novel too, Betrayal at Falador. They also released the FunOrb website, which was another gaming website released with games most popular being Armies of Gielinor and Arcanists, and many people went to FunOrb actually and forgot all about RuneScape, myself included.
FunOrb?
And Arcanists, and Released with games most popular being Armies of Gielinor and Arcanists, and many people went to FunOrb actually and forgot all about RuneScape, myself included. Replacing Edison as RuneScape's CEO, Mark Gerhard, aka Mod MMG, arrived. Soul Wars was added on February 9th, and on May 6th, the Bounty Hunter Worlds were released. It was also this year that Jagex was ranked 29th at the most successful game studio in the world by Develop Magazine, and it also won Best Desktop Game Project Award at the Duke's Choice Awards, the Golden Joystick for Best UK Developer, and was listed in the Deloitte Awards Technology Fast 50. The company also gained its first Best Company One to Watch Award too. The game was changing very quickly, and had almost been released to the public for almost a decade. Though HD graphics had arrived and many new quests and updates arrived too, RuneScape still had the same character model and appearances. Alongside that, the same appearances of weapons and armor still continued to stay the same as well, and some players considered sticking around for this, but it didn't last forever. The logout timer extended from 90 seconds to 5 minutes this year, a number of words were removed from the chat filter, the magic interface was changed, enabling players to sort spells by categories, an alternate location for Varrock Teleport was introduced, located south of the Grand Exchange, the Deposit All feature for banking was introduced, the value of items that can be dropped while in combat was reduced.
So, like, I'm playing, like, a very polished end game type of thing. Like, it seems like so many of these features that I love are late features.
To only 1,000 coins. The font within the main game also changed, and the entire old style of the RuneScape website was removed and updated. On February 1st, the 10k trade limit, while trading with only your friends, was increased due to so many complaints.
Wow.
On March 3rd, 2010, hit points, as everyone knew it to be called, would never be called hit points again. Instead, HP was now known as Constitution, causing even more major riots within the community. The RuneScape lobby within the login screen was introduced on the same day, and on the 12th of March, RuneScape's first ever bonus XP weekend had officially launched. The big ticket competition was announced. It was basically an ongoing content held by Jagex. There were meant to be 24 prizes, but only 3 big tickets were given out until the content was stopped without notice. The prizes were an all-expenses-paid trip to Jagex Studios, VIP treatment, a party, and lifetime membership to RuneScape. On April 12th of this year, the Dungeoneering skill was also released. 2 months later, the price of climbing boots skyrocketed to grand exchange price of 75k, once again creating millionaires overnight and riots overnight too. In August, Elite Clue Scrolls and 150 new items were released alongside with their rewards, and also in August, the very first RuneFest was held, and the last update to the game this year was the Dragon Defender. Many players stuck around and gave the game a chance, and there were also many players who were enjoying what the game was becoming, but there were more people who left than stayed. Many people who I asked during these times that still played back then told me that they stuck around because RuneScape was simply just the only game that they liked playing, and even though they may have disagreed with the recent updates, they had nowhere else to go.
Damn.
But perhaps one of the most disappointing updates of all time this year that came out with the new Constitution updates was in fact that the damage along with HP was now multiplied by 10.
They fucked the game up.
On January 4th of this year, it was officially RuneScape's 10th anniversary, and Jagex gave out $10,000 every single month for the year of 2011 to some lucky person because of it. The God Wars dungeon boss, next at a combat level of 1001, became RuneScape's most toughest boss on January 10th, and finally on February 1st, 2011, after 3 years, the Wilderness and Free Trade had returned, but it was far too late. Many had left and never returned, and a good portion of them honestly probably don't even know today that the Wilderness and Free Trade are now once more existing again. The 4th chapter of the Elemental Workshop was released on March 1st, and a couple months later on May 3rd, the infamous Capes of Distinction were released.
So they tried to change the game, and then they had to change it back because people didn't go for it. That's what it seems like.
On July 7th, the fourth server blackout of this year occurred, and on the 12th of July, the Jadinko, Lair, and Whipvine were released as well. And at the end of this year, the RuneScape website once again received an update, making it even more unrecognizable to many, but it was still a nice design nonetheless. And on June 28th, the members' loyalty program was released.
I'm just waiting for it to go back to normal. That it's gonna all come back because it looks like how it used to when I logged in.
And on July 26th, clan citadels were released as well. On the 25th of October, Bot Nuke Day occurred, banning over 1.5 million macroer accounts, and this resulted in the game being offline for approximately 1 hour and 7 minutes while Jagex worked on the updates and tested their systems after the Bot Nuke timer reached the number 0 before launching. And on July 26th, clan citadels were released as well. On the 25th of October, Bot Nuke Day occurred, banning over 1.5 million macroer accounts.
Wow.
And this resulted in the game being offline for approximately 1 hour and 7 minutes.
That's unreal. Bot Nuke Day. Look at the traffic.
5 million macroer.
Look at that shit, dude. 1.5 million macro accounts.
Bot Nuke Day occurred, banning over 1.5 million macroer accounts. And this resulted in the game being offline for approximately 1 hour and 7 minutes while Jagex worked on the updates and tested their systems after the Bot Nuke timer reached the number 0 before launching. At the very end of this year, on December 6th, the last update this year, a tool belt and a money pouch was released into the game, making skilling a bit more easier. Never again having to have hammers, chisels, and other general skilling tools in your inventory anymore.
At English, Holmes. The evolution of combat arrives.
On January 4th, 2012, the Barrow's armor was officially updated and remodeled. Almost 2 months later, on February 28th of this year, the Squill of Fortune was released, making it to where you could spend real money on a chance of getting in-game items, which was also a few years back was apparently the reason for removing the wilderness and free trade. On the 30th of April, getting 99 runecrafting was no longer seen as an achievement amongst players due to RuneSpan being released. And on the 10th of May, fire making became way easier with the release of bonfires. And on March 6th, all of the armor types would never look the same again after getting remodeling done. The Queen Black Dragon, the new hardest boss, was finally released and anticipated greatly.
This is a fucking crying video, bro. He's crying.
6th to September, and the evolution of combat beta had began, and one of the last updates to this version of the game was player-owned ports on the 11th of December. And by the end of this year, Jagex had over 500 employees, and it was also this year that in January, Insight increased its stake in Jagex from 35% to 55%, giving it a controlling interest in the company. It was also this year, for the first time ever in the company's history, Jagex turnover rose about 50 million pounds. The 14th anniversary of the formation of Jagex Limited and the 12th anniversary of the release of RuneScape was a big one. Divination, another new skill, was released on the 20th of August. The Calphite King was released on January 14th. The evolution of combat had been undergoing further improvements, and perhaps for a long time now, in some players' opinions, Jagex finally had made an update that everyone had wanted. On the 13th of February, an update was on the main page titled Old School RuneScape ... You vote. More items were being added to the Squill of Fortune, and this now updated version of RuneScape, along with the EOC release, officially became known as RuneScape 3. Virago also had been released with a combat level of 10,000 and is currently today RuneScape 3's most toughest boss out there. Aside from these updates this year, the other ones mainly were just updates having to do with the Solomon's General Store, the Squill of Fortune, and the main website itself got yet again another entire makeover.
Why didn't he say yet again got the most toughest makeover?
I personally had long quit since this period, and so many others like me had done the same. I didn't even know
bunch of quitters, by the way.
Old School RuneScape would possibly come back out until it was actually released to the public after all the votes were in later on. Much of the game everyone once knew at this point was so long gone, and many veterans who stuck around giving the game a chance even still waited patiently and greatly anticipated the old school RuneScape's arrival, and on March 1st the poll ended with a final tally of 449,351 votes, and though 500k votes were needed to allow no additional membership fee, Jagex stated that the first 6 months of OSRS would not have any additional charge due to players' voting counts getting so close to that goal, and the old version of the game quickly saw player counts equaling up to those of the live version of RuneScape 3.
The
On the main
HTML5 one was so nice.
website on the 14th of March, Jagex finally announced to all RuneScape players
They
that
killed
RuneScape
it.
and Twitch.tv had been intertwined, and many people now make a living offering daily live streams of the game we all love for their viewers who like watching them while they skill. In addition to this, the RuneScape 3 official HTML5 beta had been released this year too, open to anyone who wants to get a taste of the new graphics engine delivering stunning visuals never before seen by browser games before. It offers amazing potential, but it's still an emerging technology which isn't comprehensively supported by the current mainstream web browsers, which means that the HTML5 beta client could exhibit inconsistent performance and stability for some players. The beta phase allows early adopters to join the experiment and see what they think themselves of what Jagex believes to be the future of browser gaming. It's very demanding on computers, so only more modern machines are suitable, and Jagex has listed the recommended specs for it on their main website. Old school RuneScape this year was a hit with how many players started playing again and have stayed, continuing their nostalgia-hungry journeys they once started so long ago. The small team of J-mods that run the game specifically have only updated what everyone votes for in the polls, and a few of the major updates of the older version of the game from 2014 have been scimitars, dragon canes, and the new Third Age weapons and cloaks. 2014 also brought the OSRS Smoke Devil boss, the Kraken Whip, the Wilderness Rejuvenation along with new bosses, and the Wilderness God Wars dungeon, the Corporal Beast along with its sigils for spirit shields, Bounty Hunter along with its new emblem shop, loads of new boss pets, and the extremely popular Iron Man and Ultimate Iron Man mode, and the trading post.
Well, shit.
2013.
That was like super fast, not a lot of information, and it's almost like since he learned this shit while he was like researching it, he fucking like pretended like everybody already knew what he was talking about, and he wasn't very descriptive about some things, like how he didn't explain how the wilderness used to be and what happened, and then like what it changed back into. Like he didn't say he just mentioned like some things, like not enough. I had no idea like what it changed into, and like what the wilderness was like before the update, after the update, after the second update.
There have been so many changes and additions to the game. The game of RuneScape takes place in the land of Gielinor, a medieval world divided into different kingdoms, cities, and races. It's a massively
Let's look at this one.
It's been nearly 21 years. At one point recognized as the second most popular MMO in
I think this one is better.
history, RuneScape have played an important part in the lives of millions of people. No matter when you started, what path you chose, which version you play,
There you
we
go.
each have our own story to share. Together, we'll take a look at the most important events and updates in the history of the game. My name is Will Missit, and I'm very proud to present the RuneScape historical timeline. It's 1998.
Yes.
With the incredible increase of public internet use, online games will become more and more popular.
I was on the internet in, it was 01, 2000. No, before that. Probably 99 or 2000. We had Netscape.
Text-based games like Nanvi and
That's Netscape. I know that shit.
are extremely popular due to them not requiring any download, was free and available at any time, day or night. One big fan was 20-year-old Andrew Christopher Gower, a computer science student at Fitzwilliam College in Cambridge, who wanted to create
college students were the ones who fucking heard about it at the time. There you go, kids.
Create something unique by combining graphics in text-based games such as Ultima Online at the time. Like this, Devious Mud was created for the first time. It took 7 months before Andrew had it working. In 1999 he made an open beta which only about 20 people would ever play. Some from the website Games Domain, a gaming portal he was part-time developing for. Several familiar elements were already in the game at this point, like Varrock, Falador, Potsarim and Al-Qarid. After a week's time he'd have enough feedback and closed down the beta. For the second version of the game, Andrew got his brothers Ian and Paul Gower onto the team to continue the development of Devious Mud. The game was rewritten with the experience they had from the first version of the game, as they realized it wasn't working the way they wanted it to. During this time, when naming their new game, the brothers threw around some words and combined them, eventually combining the words runes and landscape, and as such, Runescape was born. Alpha testing for this new game began in March of 2000.
Right now, this is like one of my favorite RuneScape songs. But he's talking so fast also. Slow the fuck down.
During this time, when naming their new game, the brothers threw around some words and combined them, eventually combining the words runes and landscape, and as such, Runescape was born.
Look how slow the music is and listen to how fast he is.
Alpha testing for this new game began in March of 2000, where they invited Rab, someone Andrew had been working with on Games Domain, to try out the new game. Rab brought along some of his friends as well, being players Lightning, Gugge, and Merlin. Rab will later on proceed to moderate the game as a volunteer player with J-Mod powers. Together, these four would form the first alpha testers of RuneScape. On the 4th of January 2001, the game was launched. Ironically, the game would be released as a beta, a stage it would never officially leave, but rather transition into what it is today. When creating an account, a player had to choose between one of 5 classes: Adventurer, Necromancer, Ranged, Warrior, and Wizard. A 6th class, Miner, was added later as well. These classes decided which stats would be slightly boosted when arriving in the game, and which items a player would receive to help them on their way.
Okay.
For example, a Miner would receive a bronze pickaxe. Back then, there was a 3-run combat system in place where each part had to attack 3
Look at
times
the
before being
mini-map.
allowed to eat or run away. At the time, the hit point skill, today called Constitution, coin, combat system in place where each
That looks very familiar. I know that shit right when I see it. I bet the minimap is probably the biggest in the chat. You are under attack. You can't retreat during the first 3 rounds of combat. Select combat style. Chat is in the same spot. Map is in the same spot. Stat is the same color. Same order. Same height. Smiley is the friends list. The wrench is the same. The bag is the same. A lot of things. The compass is there. It's different, but it's a compass. And the skeletons look very similar. The dungeon color is similar. The black background is similar. This is like very like the 07 Scape that I'm playing.
Each part had to attack 3 times before being allowed to eat or run away. At the time, the hit point skill, today called Constitution, had a different XP system, where level 10 required 1000 XP, but all other stats required 1154 XP for the same level as it is today. Banks wasn't released before January 23rd, at which point it would only accept coins. Because PKers had to carry around all their items, they would collaborate with a few skillers that existed to keep it safe. In February, new players in RuneScape had to choose between a set of modes. A PKer could only kill other PKers, whereas skillers couldn't attack or be attacked by others. Being a PKer was the most popular option, though you could switch twice back and forth from PKer to non-PKer before you get stuck to one of the modes. In the beginning, Missalin was the only place available. Oscorner was released on the 6th of April. That is
the fucking map right there. Looks so original. And the one I'm playing looks very similar. This is the map overview. Map icons are similar as fuck. The map, fonts, the icons.
also on the friends list in a different privacy.
Player houses coming soon. Player houses are still in Varrock. That shit is the same. But look, I think there were actual houses per player at the time. Look at why are there so many goddamn different rooms?
Options were added to the game. On the 10th of May 2001, the quest point system was released. Prior to this update, players would receive influence when completing a quest, which would grant the player perks such as buying silk from a silk trader for a cheaper price. In the same month, the two skills Evil Magic and Good Magic were merged into Magic, and the two skills Evil Prayer and Good Prayer were merged as well. On the 11th of June, Karamja was released, where Karamja would function as a fishing hub. These areas today form most of the free-to-play areas. On the same day, the fishing skill was released, which revolutionized how food was gathered. Food had been hard to obtain up to this point, where the only available food sources was dough-based or things like cabbage, raw meat or chicken, which is much more tedious to make and obtain than what fishing would be, making food in general very scarce before the skill release. Especially as dough-based food was the most popular, it meant PKers was heavily reliable on skillers. In July of 2001, RuneScape already had over 600,000 players. The extreme number of players made hosting the servers very expensive, but advertisers didn't want to make any deals with the Gowers as RuneScape wasn't considered a large brand, making the advertising revenue they received not substantial enough to support the cost of the servers. Because of this, in order to save money, the Gowers moved back to their parents and hosted RuneScape from their kitchen. Around the same time, less people started choosing the PKer role as the risk of losing your items was way too high. The Gowers realized the PKing in mode system wasn't ideal and started designing a new system. On the 26th of July 2001, the Gowers updated banks to allow all items rather than only coins, and on August 13, 2001, the Wilderness was released, which removed PKing and non-PKing modes as well as worldwide PvP, which made PvP a Wilderness-only activity. A large number of clans was not happy with this, and in the later years referred to the pre-Wilderness months as the golden era of RuneScape. On 28th of August 2001, Everdread became the first player to achieve any 99, being Woodcutting. On the 23rd of September 2001, Dragon Slayer and the Rune Plate Body was released, which would be the best armor in the game for the next 3 years.
The easiest thing to get 99 is woodcutting. Clearly, it's AFKable. That part of it still is. I bet you the mechanics are very similar still.
Armor in the game for the next 3 years. With the rising success of the game, the Gowers had no time to look at all the minor issues in the game and established a secret team of players who would moderate parts of the game for them. As no form of mod to July 2001, the Gowers updated banks to allow all items rather than only coins, and on August 13, 2001, the Wilderness was released, which remains only activity, all large modes as well as worldwide PvP, which made PvP a Wilderness-only activity. A large number of clans was not happy with this, and would in the later years refer to the pre-Wilderness months as the golden era of RuneScape. On 28th of August 2001,
they have PvP servers now, and those are really fun.
Everdread became the first player to achieve any 99, being Woodcutting. On the 23rd of September 2001, Dragon Slayer and the Rune Plate Body was released, which would be the best armor in the game for the next 3 years. With the rising success of the game, the Gowers had no time to look at all the minor issues in the game and established a secret team of players who would moderate parts of the game for them. As no form of moderator crown was in the game at the time, there was no way to tell if these players were moderators. They also acted of free will with no set guidelines to follow and could even disconnect players from the game. When the banning system was released in early 2002, these players could also temporarily ban other players. Some of these secret player moderators included Lightning and Blue Rose 13X. 21st of October 2001, Blue Rose 13X achieved 99 magic. Using runes she would take as payment to smith high-level gear for others. On the 13th of December, she also achieved 99 smithing, both times as the first player to reach 99 in each skill, and becoming the first player to have 2 99s. On the 15th of November 2001, the Gowers announced the release of the high scores, which was released a few days later. This introduced a competitive aspect to the game, as players would compete to be on the top. Sometime in 2001, a player called RS Guide approached the Gowers offering to buy a RuneScape. The deal didn't get very far before the Gowers realized it was a fraud and cut contact with RS Guide. However, when he initially approached the Gowers, he seemed very legitimate and managed to convince the Gowers to give him Jmod powers on his account. He would use it to teleport bots and impersonators to the Black Hole, a dark location where players would be abandoned as a punishment for breaking game rules, as well as he would offer players to change their characters before the release of the Makeover Mage. His powers was revoked in December 2001. Around the same time, player Rab would resign from his volunteer.
I have bad news for you. I am a moderator. Did you see that? That was like fucking Kira and the Death Note right there.
Side. However,
right here, this is right when Kira says, this is the scene where Kira's got their name in the notebook and he's turned around and he's walking away And he goes, I'm a moderator. And then he fucking writes their name in the book, and then they fucking just die, and then the scene turns black like that.
However, when he initially approached the Gowers, he seemed very legitimate and managed to convince
Oh,
the Gowers
God.
to give him J-mod powers on his account. He would use it to teleport bots and impersonators to the black hole, a dark location where players would be abandoned as a punishment for breaking game rules, as well as he would offer players to change their characters before the release of the Makeover Mage. His powers was revoked in December 2001. Around the same time, player Rab would resign from his volunteer JMod position due to the stress of the mold. In the end of 2001, Jagex was officially founded as a company, though the name had been in use by the Gowers since 1999. The company name was an abbreviation of Java Audio Graphics Extensions, but later became known as Java Gaming Experts, and in 2009 to just about the gaming experience. Jagex would drop Christmas crackers in the game world as a Christmas event. Using the cracker on a different player would reward one of them with a party hat of a random color. At the time they were very common and would be often given away or sold to general stores. On the 8th of January 2002, player TKS was the first in 99 cooking. In February 2002, Runescape hit 1 million accounts created. With the player base that just kept rising at such an incredible speed, Jagex had to implement a way to receive more revenue for server hosting and hire staff. With little experience in running a company and taking revenue from the player base, they worked with the recently hired CEO, Constant Tether, to release pay-to-play content through membership on the 27th of February 2002. With this edition, they released the northeastern areas of the Kandarian Kingdom and several quests such as Heroes Quests and Lost City. This also released dragon weaponry, being the dragon battle axe and longsword. Far more players subscribed than what they initially expected. On the 18th of March 2002, Jagex hired their first two Jagex moderators, being Mod Ian, not to be confused with Ian Gower, and Sir Mod Steve. Fletching and Thieving was released in March and April of 2002, together with East Ardoin. On the 5th of April, Cow Chicken was the first in 99 firemaking.
It's like every year someone else hits another 99. It takes a whole year to hit 99.
On the 16th of May 2002, player TKS was the first in 99 fishing, while Zong Hoi was the first in 99 attack. In June that year, Jagex consisted of 11 employees. In the same month, Lady Killjoy was first in 99 strength when Song
11 employees is like a fucking office, dog. One office.
Hoi was the first in 99 hit points and 99 defense. And player TKS takes rank 1 on the high scores from L6VI. She would hold it for a year until the summer of 2003. In July 2000,
I wonder what the early servers looked like.
2002, the system of classes was removed as it forced people to make an uninformed choice. On the 3rd of August, Swede Mike was the first in 99 thieving, while in September, JoeBuild64 achieved 99 mining. On the 11th of September, the in-game report button was released. On the 24th of September, the King Black Dragon and Tutorial Island was released. The KBD was the only piece of PVM related content that would be released in the
KBD was the only PVM. Player versus Monster. KBD. King Black Dragon. Fearsome Monster.
version of RuneScape, as the PVM community was very small at this point. RuneScape was already having a problem with bots. In order to counter this, Jagex released the first update that was designed to fight them, on the 13th of November 2002, being the fatigue system. Doing any activity at RuneScape, your character would become gradually more tired. Once you hit 100%, you would no longer gain any resources or XP. In order to reset this, you have to locate and rest in a bed. On the 17th of November 2002, Russian player Snake Slava was the first in 99 ranged, but was banned due to supposedly using a translator to play the game, which Jagex confused for a bot. Snake Slava had at the time spent 7 to 8 months
He got banned for using a translator. Get fucked.
on 99, which was much faster than anyone else. Because of this, a lot of players accused him for botting. When he was banned, his clanmates in the Russian clan BOS thought it was because of the hate for the Russian RuneScape community, together with the high number of accusations towards him. In his defense, he proceeded to achieve 99 range again on a secondary called Snake's
You fucking did it again, dude.
Slavic, with the help from his friends who would craft arrows for him. The account managed to be the second RuneScape account to ever achieve 99 ranged. Having closely monitored this process, Jagex ended up...
Did you hear that? That's fucking awesome. They're like, they banned his account for using a translator, and his friends made him a whole bunch of arrows, and he got his fletching all the way back up.
...unbanning the original account. 2002 ended with the release of the Agility skill on December 12th. This update also removed the Carpentry skill, which up until this point had been listed on the skill list but wasn't trainable, as the game engine at the time...
No one wants to be a carpenter, right? They took that shit, right?
...and didn't support the game mechanic a house building skill required. Still, a few players managed to gain XP in the skill through an unknown bug, gaining level 3 at best.
Yeah. Level 3 because of a bug.
On the 23rd of March, player The8 achieved 99 agility only 4 months after skill release.
That's great.
He spent 17 hours a day at the Anil agility dungeon.
So I really tried to keep 17k experience per hour for only up to 17 hours a day. Damn.
For 17k XP an hour, and eventually the Wilderness course when it was released in January. He was in the lead to 99 from level 80, and at some point trained so efficiently
Oh, trying to be number 1 in a new skill. I got it.
that Mod Cloudway teleported him to the black hole in suspicion of botting, despite its supposed removal in 2001, at the time just known as the JMod office. On the 30th of March, LT Angel
Look at this guy's face right here. These characters are hilarious.
was the first in 99 crafting, which he'd obtain nearly for free due to the assistance she would provide other players. As a high crafting level was rare, players would charge huge sums of money to craft other players' Dragonstone amulets. LT
Oh.
Angel would provide the same service with just 100 silver ores, which was a bargain at the time. She would craft these holy amulets, eventually achieving 99 crafting faster than any other competitor.
Ooh.
Around this time in 2003, player Gearshifter becomes the first player to reach a maximum combat level of 123. On the 3rd of April, Chili Peppers was first to 99 fletching. In May 2003, players were getting fed up with the fatigue system in place, as it required you to find a bed to sleep in every so often. The community didn't like that it had to relocate, so at this point the garage added a sleeping bag instead, but the players had to type in a captcha verification code as an attempt to disrupt bots. On the 9th of June, Halv Gnon achieved 99 Herblore, then called Herblore. In July of 2003, player Barrera from ETH takes rank 1 on the high scores from TKS. Over time in 2002, the team of secret moderators had slowly been removed one by one, as the
They added Herbalore, and they took out the fatigue system and added a sleeping bag. Whatever the hell difference that is, where you just you type in a captcha or some shit.
need for extra moderation was no longer needed with the increasing number of Jagex staff. The very last one, Lightning, lost some moderator powers in the summer of 2003.
Haha.
Legends Quest, being the game's 50th quest, was released on the 20th of August 2003.
Players lost mod power because that shit was always abused.
It was the last quest that Jagex released in the RS1 era. Sometime in August or September, Bonebreaker 6 takes rank 1 on the high scores from Beware of Meath. In October 2003, Jagex reported 5 million accounts created. And on the 7th of November 2003,
Wow.
a glitch was found that allowed players to duplicate any non-stackable item in the game. This was abused to duplicate the most expensive items available, at the time being the
Party
Pink
hat.
Party Hat, later renamed to the Purple Party Hat. The party hat quickly went from being the rarest to the most common one. After the bug was fixed, Jagex refused to perform a server rollback, calling such a thing for overreacting. Because of this decision, all
We're not gonna delete all P-hats ever. That would be a total overreaction. We're not going to roll back all the save games. That would also be overreacting.
duplicated items of party
That's
hats that were
awesome.
traded away are still in the game today, making what was supposed to be the rarest P-hat the most common and cheapest one. However, more party hats were removed from the game between 2002 and 2003 than the number of P-hats added through the glitch. On the 11th of November 2003, the Runescape forums was released, which also introduced an official moderating system. Players were selected to voluntarily moderate the forums and were called player moderators. They served no power in the game, however. On December 1st, all members were invited to beta test the upcoming RuneScape 2. This version was an entire rewrite of the game, which mainly served as a cleanup project for Jagex to fix everything they didn't like with the old version. The game would also include updated 3D graphics, though this was mainly seen as a bonus at the time. In the same month, rank 1 in RuneScape, Bonebreaker 6 quit the game with a total level of 1625. The player Sesima would be the first to pass the rank 1 on the high scores. Towards the end of the year, the PvP community was still the largest one. They started to
439K.
notice the importance of skillers and would open up the class for
Sesima.
skillers to join. Skilled service communities
Motherfucker.
formed and became more popular, such as Blue Rose 13X smithing service or LT Angels crafting and enchanting service. With the introduction of RuneScape 2, the game experienced a range of large changes. In combat, you no longer had to remain in a fight for 3 moves before you could eat or escape, but rather do what you pleased when you pleased, much like today.
So you
the
can
combat
win.
triangle was added, which gave your character better or worse stats depending on what equipment you wore into each combat style. And PvP
Yo, what's up, Summer Marker? welcome. Also, I wanted to mention that I'm really close to getting 75, and I'm about to head out to Magic Tree. Right there, that. We're gonna head out to that right now.
M was rebalanced to allow higher level monsters to drop more XP. A new combat formula was made which made the highest combat level go from 123 to 126. Only 3 players had achieved max combat level in the first 3 years of RuneScape, being Gearshifter, Liliofi88 and SAX. Hit points was changed to follow the same XP curve as other stats, which meant that new accounts would start with 1154 XP rather than 1000.
This guy's got so much information, and so often he mentions the leaderboards. And this was the person that was the first at this, and this was the person that was the first at that. Like they were fucking explorers or something. First 99.
Players who still had below 1154 XP would have level 9.
It's an hour-long video. I'm sure he spends like half the time talking about fucking. This was the first 99 back in 2003.
Hit points instead. Duel Arena was also added, allowing safe PvP where you could only lose items you put in stakes. The fatigue system was replaced with random events, banks received an option to note items, and inventory space went from 30 to 28, mainly because Andrew Gower thought it looked better. In return, armor could now be worn in an equipment tab rather than the inventory. Finally, runecrafting
went from 30 to 28 because it looks better. Fucking kill me. Good, let's go.
Was released, making magic a lot more accessible. Seeing runes previously could only be obtained through NPC stores and monster drops. Official release of RuneScape 2 was on the 29th of March 2004. The game was renamed RuneScape to make it clear as the main game, where the original version will be renamed RuneScape Classic and continue unmoderated as a separate game.
Continue unmoderated. So they had RuneScape Classic and RuneScape 2 at this time.
Zezima lost rank 1 on the high score after the release of runecrafting, overtaken by the player Choppermat. He would remain rank 1 until his runecrafting level was 73, once Zezima would start trading this skill and beat Choppermat in the matter of 3 days. A lot of PvP clans had trouble adapting to the new strategies and had to disband. Skillers would thrive in the new community, together with PvM getting several updates. The PvP community would however still remain as the largest community. On the 17th of May 2004, Liliofi88 was the first player to achieve 99 prayer. With the game's rising popularity, Jagex considered the idea of adding player moderators to the game. There were several concerns, such as if there were even players out there who wanted to moderate the game. It was also discussed if being a moderator would be all about having a cool crown. However,
the only thing they talked about was whether it was you get a cool crown.
Jagex decided to introduce the system, and on 14th of June 2004,
that's what people really want, is like a nice hat or like a crown. Something to show people that they're different and better.
To the game with 14 players. This update also showed the introduction of the moderator crown for both player and Jagex moderators. The moderating system on the forums were renamed to forum moderators. In the summer of 2004, RuneScape was added to and quickly became the most popular game on the gaming portal Miniclip, which boosted its success greatly.
I never saw RuneScape on Miniclip. Ever. Never. You know how many times I've been on Miniclip? I've played like Heli Attack 2. I've played... Oh. If Heli Attack 2 is number 8, this game came out when I was... No, I played Miniclip into high school. In 05, 06, I was playing Miniclip. If this was number 1 on Miniclip when I was checking it, I would have found this game a long time ago. 04.
In just half a year.
I wasn't there. I was in middle school, I think. I was playing football, dude. I wasn't on the computer that summer. That was the summer that I played football when I was 13. I didn't fucking... Either this was 8th grade, summer of 8th grade, or this was the year I went into football. I don't think I was 13 in 8th grade. I think this was the summer that I was like not in front of my computer, and that's why I didn't hear about this.
The player base tripled in size. though a lot of those players were also bots.
It's hilarious because I was like, I didn't play this game because I didn't hear about it. Miniclip, like I played the shit out of Miniclip at that time. There it is right there. RuneScape, complete quests and make friends in this 3D adventure. You know what? I probably wouldn't have clicked that. I'm not gonna fucking lie, dude. Look at the icon. I don't know. I guess I wasn't feeling the icon. Complete quests. I guess I'd never done a quest at that point, and I don't know what the fuck that was.
On the 7th of September
Rip.
2004, the PVM community received their second big update, the Coldfight Queen. With it, the Dragon Chain Body, which became the most sought after piece of equipment at the time. On the 15th of September, Kale Still was the first player to achieve 99 rune crafting. Player Larrier will be the second to 99.
Here we go. More fucking statistics about who won, what stat first, when, on which game. As if anyone gives it. Is this what people talk about? RuneScape. Oh yeah, man. Zezima, man. Bro, Zezima, he got fucking 99 on fishing in goddamn 99. But there was, you know what I mean?
Achieving it on the 23rd and took rank 1 on the rune crafting.
No one does that. They go, dude, remember RuneScape? Fucking Varrock, home at Lumbridge Telly. Yeah, I got my ass ripped in Lumbridge. Like, your experience is not like, who the fuck was number 1? Like, no one, is this what this kid talks about? Yo, Zazima, blah, 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 with his clanmates, probably.
And high scores with that. She would dominate the rune crafting high scores from that point.
She would dominate. Like, fuck you.
Thanks to her highly popular nature rune service. On the
That's the only reason that one was relevant is because of the nature rune service, because they were like, she was like making shit for other people, and so she was getting like stuff to craft, so she didn't have to like mine the shit that she was crafting, because she was doing someone crafting experience shit, and making money, and got 99 because of that.
27th of September, the Make X option was released. During a week where Jagex initially had no other content to put out, E and Gower offered to release the Make X option or cooked one by one. They offered content to the Make X option was released. During a week where Jagex initially had no other content to put out, E and Gower offered to release the Make X option as one of the several quality of life fixes at the time. Up until this point, everything was crafted or cooked.
Quality of life.
On the 26th of January 2005, the Slayer skill was released, which blew life into otherwise unpopular areas. Abyssal Whip was released, which at the time became the best weapon in the
75 wood cutting. Net 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 dun 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 dun. All right, where's my song at? Dun 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 dun. Oh yeah, guys. Are you ready for this? I've heard that one a lot. No tags? Someone do it, come on. Thank me later. Oh my god. Alright. Let's go. 75 wood cutting. Son of a bitch, dude. Are you ready to make fucking 1K per hit, pretty much? The axe. Infernal axe with 85 fire making. That's a bitch and a half to get. And be burning up all that, those logs. The money that I'd need, you know? You know what I would do? I'd go free to play. I would go free to play and I would get up my fire making. You could do that shit with logs probably. You can't even burn any log you want anyway, right? Hell no. You gotta burn what they tell you to burn. So you gotta be cutting. I got maple logs. You'll have to burn those until level. Damn. Maple logs are trash for burning. They're probably gonna be shit experience. I have like, what, willow logs? Fuck. It just doesn't even make sense to do it because you need goddamn like 85. So I'd probably just get it up to like 60 and then I'd have to get my member on again. God damn it. At least I got the dragon axe. Alright. Let's go get the magic logs, Holmes! The fuck happened here? I was gonna say that's some shit right there. Where's the magic? Oh. Okay, guys, watch my inventory. How long does it take to get one of these? They're right next to each other, but there's 3. 3 is enough, honestly. Just go from one to the other. Holy shit, it takes a long time to get it. Alright, so I have a level 75 log and I have a 60 axe. What? Did I not get shit? Oh, I got one. Okay, guys, are you ready? Examine. Boom! 1100. As they say. 2,000. This is nice. You just kick back. Hey, every 9 or every 10, you add 1,000. Three is 3,300. 44, 55, 66, 77, 88, 99, 11,000. That's how it goes. Uh 30,800 in inventory. Okay. Let's say I take 30 runs. Wow. If I run 30 times, that's 900k. So I can make a bond in like 3 days. And then I could just do whatever I want the rest of the days. I've made it. I'm in Moneyland right now. So I just keep steady logging these while I mine on my other accounts, I guess. That's it. This is gonna take forever. This is like, I feel like I'm endgame. I'm making so much money already. It's gonna get even better. That's for never from now though. Fucking 90. Set it and forget it. You still need U-logs. It's a great way to get the U-logs for fletching. That's 1080, that shit. Oh, 43 is the woodcutter. You're in a member server. Alright. Oh my god. Oh, well, here I am. Let's get in the right spot. Germany, where nobody wants to be. I don't know what they have against Germany, but they do not fuck with the German servers. These all have magic in them. I don't know if you knew that, but they have magic. See the stars? That means it has magic. This is a magical tree because your inventory just multiplies in multiples of 1100 when you get them. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11,000. Okay. And then you go 12, 1, 13, 2, 14. Fucking confusing, dude. It's a lot. Fucking 1100, right? 1, 2, 3, all right, 4, 8, 12, 16. There it is for you, Sam. 17.6 in my inventory right now. Wow. Bonkers. Can I see your stats? Welcome, I outplayed you. Those are the stats. I have a third account, but it's just a minor and it's not online right now. One sec, let me message Wolves. You're more of a skiller, huh? As of right now, dude, I'm trying to make bonds, you know? I was originally trying to get into PvP, and then I realized that if you're non-member, you don't really have much to do. The game is really kind of like smaller, and so I've been doing this shit to get my monies up. And once I got to like 65 fletching, I realized I'm kind of fucking wasting my time, because fletching is not a really good way to make money. Like, it's only a small difference between woodcutting and fletching. Like, let's check that longbow right now. You know, the magic log is 1100, the string is 80, and the longbow is 1330. There's just no profit in fletching, and I was such a noob, you know, when I started the game, that I wasn't able to figure that out. But by picking fletching and doing something, I got a lot of experience in game, and I learned that I should probably do crafting. And so we're gonna switch it up soon. I'm gonna basically get one bond from this shit. I'm gonna make sure that all this work I did gets me a bond, and then I'm gonna go and get my mining level up and start making some real money. And then once the millions are flowing, I'll gear up, and then I'll go and do some Slayer, and then go PvP people. That's the plan. So it's like a slow climb to the top. But I learned that I started off as free to play, and I'm playing a members account as a result of people hooking it up. And so I'm trying to make my own money, and I just made it to 75. Let's go. 75 woodcutting. What's my bank worth? I think it's like 28.5 mil. But I've only produced like 5 or 7 mil of it myself. You know? This is the highest wood cutting. This is the best money making I've ever made in my career of RuneScape. And you just witnessed it. I just made 75 like 5 minutes ago. And if you want to do PvP, you have to make a pure. I heard pures are quick, but they're dangerous. Like, you get hit, you know. I wanted to play with like what's it called? A main. I want to do main PvP. So I'm gonna get my magic level to like 85. I'm gonna get my combat level to like 93. My combat level is already 60 something because I have these are the same, you know. So combat 93 should not be so hard if I get them all up. And then what else? My prayer is 41, and I'm gonna start saving bones. Then you have to get a max account. Yeah. that's what I'm working on is getting everything up. I'm gonna be playing RuneScape for a while, so there's no rush into PvP. First, I want to make money, then I want to gear and skill, and then we'll PvP. So PvP is end game. That's the way I see it. I don't have a lot of quests done, so I can go quest. There's so much game for me to play still. I could do all this shit. I was limited. You could tell I barely got member. I haven't done most of these. Yeah, but I'm working on it. So I just play. The higher levels, it started slowing down a lot, and I noticed that I do better when I don't stream the shit. It hurts more to stream it, and I'm only gonna do like short sessions of streaming this. The viewership is not that killer. People want to see like PvP stuff. I think this is just something I gotta do on my own time. But I still log in and I try it. I've been like out here woodcutting for like a week probably, and I gain a follower and I lose a follower on Twitch. YouTube, my community is pretty solid. Everyone that comes in from YouTube like stays. They talk, they stay, they chill, no matter like whether there's lots of shit like popping off or not really. The YouTube community is a lot more strong. The Twitch community is like more judgmental and they want to be more entertained, as opposed to just like having a talk. And so when they see that I'm just woodcutting, they just leave, They're like, oh, you're just woodcutting. I'll be even like 3 accounts and like 2 woodcuts. I'll be woodcutting U logs, 1 in Camelot, 1 in Edgeville, and then I'll have a mining, like, I'll be started a mining account, and I think it was like I was mining iron and I was like level 31 or something, and they're just like, oh, you're fucking skilling, like, bye. And especially 73 magic, especially the people that followed me for if you want, you can just do borrows. It's easy and a good money maker. What's borrows? Let me write it down. I have a RuneScape list of stuff that I want to do, and this is how I keep track of everything, because it's more stuff than I can remember. Borrows. What is it? Alright, I saved borrows money making. So at least I can research it. Let's go. Shit, man. 268. Look it up. It's a bosses minigame. Okay. For sure. Boss. Oh, what the fuck? Boss. Easy boss? Easy boss? Easy boss that you could do with 63 combat level? Non-PK world? Oh. Lots of perks at 73 mage, yeah? Probably. Oh. You just need to do underground passage. Oh, fucking kill me. Here we go. You just need to do underground passage, and that's not a big deal so long as you've done run deal, and you gotta, in order to do run deal, you gotta have Grim Tales done, or level 60 Slayer. Yeah. $90 must be 3. Level 91. 91? 50 mage? Okay. 25 range. Biohazard quest. Good thieving and agility. Also do priest in peril. Oh shit. Alright, here we go. I'll just write these down then. Underground passage. 50 mage, I have that. Priest in peril. Okay. Good shit. I wrote them down. Biohazard. There it is. I can start this one. Plague City. Oh yeah. I gotta have like a questing day. Look up borrows. Oh, sorry. Alright. I'm pretty fucking tired. I don't know if I'm gonna do a bunch of quests right now. I thought you could just fucking do it. There's mad quests coming up. Not really. At 74 I can tell the other people to love me. That's pretty chill. Like an enemy? Literally, you make at least 20k a trip. That's what I'm doing right now. I just got to that. Maybe at 25 ranged, it's really good. I just literally made that right now. Watch. Watch this. Where's the fucking log? And that's if you get a trash chest. Watch. Watch what I just made right now. 30,800. And I didn't have to get any chests. Yeah, I'm back in the woodcutting guild. It pops up a thing in their chat and they can accept or decline. I see. It's a friendly telly, not combat. Trash chest. Alright, watch this. We're gonna go down. Oh, you have a 1 out of 25 chance of getting 1.8 mil drop. That will happen. Yeah, you'll get the 1.8 mil drop if it's 1 out of 25. That's actually really good. I'm gonna do it. I just don't want to quest tonight. I was expecting to be grinding a little bit longer. I wanted to try to see how much money I can stack up from all of this effort that I've been putting on this fucking account. I have to start mining with this account probably. I don't know what I'll do with it. $62 woodcutting. I don't know. This is a lot of money here. I might throw this on the side if whatever I'm doing here slows down. But at this is such good money. This is 5 times as good as what I'm doing here. I think at this point it might actually not be worth it to cut these anymore. When I needed the U-logs, it was good because I needed U-logs. I need like 3 levels. But I think it's too many clicks for my hand as opposed to how much money I'm making. Finally, thank God. They were tied forever. And this thing is already free to play maxed out. It'd be cool to like free to play max out like all the shit that it could do, you know? You'll get the requirements in 2 days at least. Yeah, definitely. Exactly. It's gonna take some time. It won't happen that fast. I think I can finally let this account go for now and work on my mining one. I'll trade the U-logs later when I'm fletching. That's great. Existing user, good shit. Oh yeah, he's getting hit because his level 15. What's my combat level? 9. How come I'm not getting hit? Because I'm a baller and I know how to stand. Keep getting aggroed, Holmes. We're literally standing in the same spot. Alright, so what do we got here? 32. What's our goal? For this, what level you think I should grind up until? Until I move to a different spot like gold. What level do you think I should be? Like what level would you leave this mining shit from mining iron? Alright, check this out. Yo, I outplayed you. What's your account name? I want to see what you're twerking with. $11 of those are 1k GP. One of these are 1100 GP. This is bank right here, dude. We're talking like 100k in like no time. 2 inventories, maybe 3. Why are there so many people here? This is weird. I do go out 2k. That's great, bro. It's funny as hell. Right? Did I say it wrong? I do gout 2k. Oh shit. Feed him at 80s. So this is your main home skillet. 61. Yeah, see, it's not profitable. You just got it up so it doesn't look funny. Woodcutting. So are you really making money? Or what are you doing? How are you making crafting? How are you making money? Your fire making is low. That's not making you. You're buying an account. You have a I dug out 2K. Oh, okay. I dug out 2K. I got you. I'm usually good with those, but that one kind of fucked me up. Their requirements. Yeah, I can tell you're buying members because none of these are money making. You would never get a members account unless you paid for it. I could just tell. Slayer? I don't think you really get Slayer drops at 60, right? Like Slayer drops that will make you money to sustain your account. Is that true at 60? To sustain the members? Let's go. I have all these cell phones charging up, dude. I have a cell phone farm brewing up right now. Of phones that are like charged up to play RuneScape. I have like a mobile RuneScape farm. You want to see it? Alright. Let's go. Check out the mobile version. This is what's gonna be going down. I was ready to use all three. They all work. I was ready to use all three, and then I realized that you don't need three, you need two. So this is the one that I got the mining up on. So I'm going to stick with this one for the mining. I'm gonna do a run right now. Hell yeah. Wait a sec. Okay, what are you gonna do a run for? I got this message from someone who's oh, borrows. Nice. There you go. Get that paper, Holmes. 1.8 mil drop. That's good money. I gotta turn this one off. They all have RuneScape on it. It's so funny. I don't even remember fucking installing it on all these phones, but they all have it on there. Cracks me up. Oh, this phone is off already like that? Okay, good shit. Alright, that's off. So I only need the two. I'm gonna be mining. And, jug. What's with all these jugs everywhere? I'll be mining and woodcutting. Tonight I'm gonna watch a movie and I'm gonna make a fucking bond. That's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna pick a movie that I really want to watch. I'm gonna make some popcorn and I'm gonna get this goddamn bond tonight. In one night, I'm gonna grind the bond. The bond. You can't watch movies on stream, so you already know it's gonna go down in the DM. Look at this kid. Who is this guy with half health? Oh. He's running away. Why are they aggroing others? 15 and he's getting hit. 14 and he's getting hit. Oh, god damn it. They killed my spot. They don't aggro me, right? No. Why? Because my strength level is up. My defense is up. My strength is up. What are these? 1 rocks. 1, 2. This is a good spot. Find a different server. This is nice. This just became really AFK. I gotta watch a video about borrows. What's with these jugs of wine everywhere? I don't fucking get it. Someone's gotta explain that to me. I'm getting hit? Oh. Ooh. Why? All this time I haven't been getting hit? It was the spot I was in, huh? My spot that I was in was a great spot and everyone keeps coming over there. Look at me getting hit. Look, I'm one of those kids now. Six. Seven. Am I getting hit anymore? I can't even tell. I was thinking about using a Camelot telly. I do bosses with my brothers. That's sick as fuck, bro. I don't have any brothers. I want to do a fucking boss with your brothers and shit. That'd be so fun. You guys do borrows regularly? Seven and healing. Lumber's telly. I didn't. Oh, it's not a good idea to bring runes with you. You'll be spending money and you're only saving half the walk. You're not saving the whole walk. Oh, 100 on every extra one? You could use a goddamn rune. I'd have to like get like a rune staff in my hand. Right? What's the... I'll look at it right now. $60K since I started cutting those. That's mean. We do Vet Ion and... I don't even know how to say that. Vet Eon and Venenitas. Venenitas. Let me get that shit too, Holmes. Oh, Barrows is single player. I didn't know that. Venanitas. Yeah, my hand is still sore from fucking yesterday, bro. That's why I don't really want to even play at the PC. I'm gonna play on the mobile and take a rest day. It's fucking 42. I'm probably gonna go for another 15 minutes. Have a short stream today. My finger is done and I don't really want to switch back and forth. I want to rest, you know? Because that's what I'll do. I just keep switching and keep playing. It's fucking terrible. Should heal up. It's a skeleton with purple armor. And my laptop died, so I lost the chat. Just a sec. Just a sec. Fuck. The laptop died, bro. Alright, say that again. I lost it. Maybe if I open up YouTube live dashboard, it'll show up right here. Because it was a YouTube chat. Just a sec. Skeleton with purple armor and is vet. And vet is a giant spider. Both are in the wilderness. Good shit. Let me write those down. I think I got it. Let me see. Oh yeah, vet Eon and Venenatus. Yeah, vet. Good shit. I got them written down already. Well, I'm off to pick up the wife later. He's gone. Alright, I'm aggroed. The laptop is fucking turning back on. God damn it, I'm gonna miss so many chats. You know what? I'm gonna end 15 minutes early today. I was already just gonna end it in 2 hours, but I'm gonna end it early because by the time my fucking computer turns back on and I connect to the internet and the chat turns on, it's gonna goddamn be 10 minutes already. So that's it. Short stream today. I didn't want to take a day off completely. Me streaming 2 hours, close to 2 hours, still feels like I'm taking a day off. And so yeah, I just wanted to bring you guys 7 days a week content, even on the days where my hand is literally sore and I don't want to play. I'm switching to mobile so that I can play from my wrist with a stylus. It's a totally different movement. You can still get experience, and it's from the wrist, and so it's really nice. You just fucking you can play longer. Doesn't hurt your fingers. Right now my issue is my fingers are gone from clicking. This one, even this one's tired. My arm is tired, you know, from this shit. Because I played with my left hand for days. Subbed. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. I outplayed you. I appreciate your support also. Thank you for coming through when there's not a lot going on. Look at this. I come and start hitting the trees automatically. I've been doing this shit so long, bro. I'm a fucking bot now. I feel like a bot. Anyway. I'm gonna log out of here, switch to mobile. Thank you so much for your support, guys. Take care, have a good weekend. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna be on tomorrow also. I might even get on tonight later on after I eat. I'm just so hungry. I haven't eaten a lot today, and I need a break. We'll see. Take it easy, players.